Hey guys, it's been a few months since I've done an update, so I thought I'd do a quick one for you. Last update, we talked about Gather and Pray, where House of Prayer did just a profound event where we gathered the church together to pray as we entered into the new year. And you can check out my last update. If you missed it, it was just such an amazing event that I had the honor of being a part of. The last few months have been great with House of Prayer. We just finished our monthly 24-hour prayer gathering that I was heading up this month. It was great. It was awesome. People came and encountered God and contended for God to have the fullness of His inheritance in the city. And so it was fantastic. One of the things that's been on our hearts at House of Prayer is as the restrictions have been lifting and everything, is to really to encourage more of an in-person expression. Right now we're continuing on with Zoom, and as Zoom continues, as people want to continue to engage in Zoom, we're gonna welcome that. But right now we're encouraging, we're trying to build our prayer room to be more in person. And so we're excited about that. It's an exciting season as we're coming out of restrictions and everything. I want to encourage you though, if you haven't ever checked out our prayer room before, I'm going to put a link in my email, just our Zoom link that you can come and check out. And there's some directions on my email on how you can come and just observe the prayer room and seeing what you're investing in. Either it's financial investment or just prayer investment in my ministry. I had the honor of sharing at the House of Prayer a few weeks back on Mark chapter 5 about the woman who touched the hem of Jesus's garment, and I put that video, a link to that video again in the email that I sent out. And so if you're interested, you can watch that video or listen to that video. It's really about spiritual hunger, about the woman who reached through the crowd. The thing that separated her, that to actually reach through the crowd when everyone's touching Jesus's shoulders. He's in a crowd of people, everyone's rubbing up against him. But one person goes beyond a surface level relationship with Jesus, right? And someone actually touches his heart and touches him, and power goes out from within him. And the thing that reached through the crowd of people was the woman's hunger. So I talked a lot about spiritual hunger there, and her desperation. Because how many of you know you can be in a crowd of people and never actually touch Jesus? The thing that breaks through the crowd is your hunger and your desire for him. I've been on that topic of just kind of ministering and speaking. I've been having just a lot of opportunities that just have popped up for speaking. I got to speak at Resurgence prayer group the other week, and that was amazing. And just this really cool opportunity came up a few months ago, where this church out in New Sarepta, which is called House of Prayer, approached me about helping with the speaking there on a monthly basis. And as I was reflecting, as they offered the request to me, reflecting, I was just it's just such an interesting, cool thing that God is doing. Because some of you guys know that a few of my uncles were Lutheran ministers. And my one uncle, he ministered at the Lutheran church out in New Sarepta. And for a few years, and so our family would go out to New Sarepta and hear him preach and hang out at his house for the afternoon or the evening. And so it's cool that this church is out in New Sarepta. And then also the church is called House of Prayer. And I work at House of Prayer. And so, if you look it up in Edmonton, there's no other church or ministry in Edmonton or in the surrounding regions called House of Prayer other than the House of Prayer Edmonton that I work at and this church. And so it's just as if God is bringing these two things in my life, what God has done in recent times and my heritage, kind of bringing them together. And so it's just such a fun experience. I got to preach there this month. and it was great. I'm going to preach there again in July, and so just things are going well with me. Things are going well with the House of Prayer. And again, I just want to thank you guys for your prayerful financial support, my ministry. And if you have any prayer requests, again, don't feel shy. If you have my number, text them to me. Give me a phone call. Send me an email. I'd love to continue and stand with you where you're at in your faith.